is. They're under siege here, the Falcons. They've had no field position at all in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And here come the Tigers working it left and crashing through is the Aria. He's gone close. He's over, I think. He is indeed. Number 15, Anton Aria, has run onto that ball hard and strong. And the buckling defence of the Falcons could not hold him out. So the Tigers score their 3rd try. And that's outstanding work, as we'll take a look at the triple play replay in a moment. But the Tigers adding to their score, taking it up to 14 points to 0. And well, 26 minutes of play gone, but he did. And in fact, yeah, it's only 14 minutes of play gone. He was ahead of myself there, so this is not looking good for the Falcons, who arrived here with relatively inexperienced lineup compared to the Tigers, who throughout the lineup, they do have a smattering of quality, experienced players. And so it's looking grim right now for the Sunshine Coast, but they can just get the football, get it up the other end, and then we'll see what they've got. But right now, what is impressing me in attack, and there's been plenty of it from the Tigers, is the timing. They're putting together the plays, the execution is clockwork. That's pretty good for this early in the season. Spencer taking it to the centre, and they hit back to the left-hand side, and a little bit of space there for Link Port, who was joining in. He's come from the far wing to get involved. Now they cut up the middle with Walters. He's found space again. He's got support. Darting, weaving. What a beautiful run. Footwork extraordinary from Billy Walters. That little burst had everything. You won't see better all season. And we're seeing it in the trial match for a little short burst. Now here they go. Port. Foster gets it out wide. McAnally for the corner. What combination. Great try. The referee is going to check with a touch. No, he signals. That's a fair try. That was winger to winger, I'm pretty sure. On the outside there, Foster served it up. That was just split-second timing again, but also just the impact, the pace they had out of the quick play the ball. You know what's so smart about that? Link Port, who had just made a run down the left-hand side, even though he's playing right wing, sees Walters playing the ball, gets in and provides the link to Foster. And Foster knew exactly what he was going to do with the ball. Here's Walters, and it looks good from out wide. That's a beautiful conversion. He missed his first run, but he's been right on the money ever since. And this looks already almost embarrassing for the Falcons. It's 22 points to 0 in favour of the East Tigers.
East 22, Falcons yet to score.
Get your Swift on at your local Suzuki dealer now, or search Suzuki Queensland.
Back to halfway for the Falcons. They've already had to kick off. This could go out on the full. No, taken just inside the corner flag. Well, in fact, you'd say that was a brilliant kick-off. But here's McAnally with a good strong run, stepping past two, and he's managed to get outside the 20-metre zone and get to centre field, where a lot of coaches like to start a set as quickly as possible. Now hitting it up nice and hard is that Dave Tyrrell. Dave Tyrrell, who's back to the Tigers from South Sydney. as part of their march towards a premiership just a few years ago. Gets a late offload away here now to Smith. Brandon Smith accelerates over the halfway line. They're on a surge here again, the Tigers. Iaria, try scorer, takes it to the 30-metre line. Smith looks to the right this time. Walters is there, goes to the line, chips over the top. Back goes Robert Kennedy, and he shovels it over the dead ball line under pressure. 3 chases there. They had the numbers on the back of the Billy Walters kick. Walters' kicking game is coming to the fore here. Haven't seen as much of Josh Ralph yet. Of course, last year Brody Croft was played a lot of halfback for the Tigers, and at the moment Billy Walters is calling all the shots, and Josh Ralph is saying, well, I'll just go along for the ride. It's interesting to speculate how far Billy Walters can go even this season with the Storm. I mean, Brody Croft is the likely halfback for them. Billy Walters a different style of player, but a very attacking player. Here they go. Short ball from Ralph this time is a good one to Foster. Fed it to the big second rower. Couldn't quite go all the way. Tackled only a few metres out, though, by the Falcons. Under pressure again. Here's Ralph getting more involved. Maybe the word's gone out. Josh, get your hands on that football. Don't let Billy take over all the time. Smith in centre field. Brandon Smith back out to Walters. Inside to Port. Trying to take the inside line there. Has he gone over? Very close. Yeah, might have been, was it a forward pass back on the inside? Yeah, anyway, a near thing for the Falcons, and they'll be very pleased to walk to this scrum, take their time. Let's have another look at that. It's the inside ball. Nice play. Interesting again to see Link Port there, who did play plenty of fullback last year, being used in a dual role, and I'm just not sure where Joe Bond was during that play, but it's he has gone to fullback. Oh yes, okay, there he is now. Okay, fullback. He's a tall, lanky player. So they're going to swap around a bit. If folks have a look at them, both Joe Bond and Link Port in the fullback role. Scott Sipple keeping a close eye on it. Now here's the Falcons, who haven't had much football, and bringing it up. Well, both territory and possession seems to go one with the other. Certainly been the case. It's played back by Lachlan Tim, and off the left boot, it's Ranky Huna putting it downfield, and here comes Port loping back. Beautiful runner of the football, and he meets his match there. They're just short of halfway. We'll put him on the deck with great enjoyment to be making a solid tackle on the other side of halfway. McAnally got it away. The winger getting involved through the middle. Certainly did to look good on the triple play replay. Brandon Smith, he's got tremendous speed as well. I mean, for coming up, look how quick he gets across the grass here, drags in 2 players. McAnally just got on the outside. That was split-second timing, and outstanding work really by McAnally to get to the outside of Jake Ashworth, his opponent, and dives over in a narrow space. 26 points to 0 in favour of the Tigers. Kick to come.
Their management and staff of Triple Play take great pride in the sportswear they produce. To achieve your ultimate performance and style, make Triple Play part of your team. Triple Play Sportswear, part of the Aspect Group.
26 points to 0 on the black and white scoreboard. Billy Walters, well, it can't get much wider than this attempted conversion, but he's been getting better and better. His last one from a similar position was a beauty. Short run up. And it's on its way again. This is an outstanding exhibition now from Billy Walters, just piling on the points. That black and white scoreboard now 28 points to
75
nil.
right to
Barely at the halfway point of the
number
half.
5, converted from the sideline again by Billy Walters. It's Suzuki's Tigers 28, Sunshine Coast Falcons yet to score.
Two players have dominated this match. Billy Walters, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, last night for the Storm, towards the end, Joe Stimson was taking a few kicks. He's had a couple of seasons with the Tigers and the Storm, and as you say, a string to his bow as a forward. You know, putting the kicks over. When Cameron Smith decides he wants to take a rest, or he's being booed by the crowd at Suncorp. How odd was that? And what an outstanding reaction from him too. To even notice it, I thought was surprising, but once he did, to smile at the crowd. Here's a loose pass from the Tigers, but it's gathered in by McAnally on the bounce, and he'll head across field. He's scooting past 5 or 6 of them, and again sets up the next play. He's back in centre field. They can open up either way, and Smith draws one, gets the pass away, and through the middle. Late pass was just a little too late and low for Walters, and he couldn't quite handle it. See, there were 2 games last season late in the game where a pass almost went to Billy Walters and would have won the Tigers games and didn't quite go to hand. Just reminded me of that moment there, but I mean, that's good attacking football again by the Tigers, much as they wouldn't want to lose it on the 3rd tackle very often.
I think the coach should be just a little bit disappointed because it was a push pass. I think so clinical in what they've done so far. The passes haven't been chancy. That one was by Russell. Came undone. I think the coach has got his second bit up and down tobacco. That's what happens when you just try and put too much pressure.
Yeah, hopefully the Tigers will keep it tight. You know, it's early days with a big lead. You can get a little bit excited, a little bit loose, but hopefully they'll still stick to their structures and the plan. We'll see what the Sunshine Coast can do, though, on halfway as they bring it forward. Good jolting tackle, though, from Foster. And on the wrong end of that was the number 14, Nick Tim. Here is Mackenzie Reid trying to dance away from a tackle, but you don't really want your 5'8" trying to go through the forwards. Now up it goes from Rangi Huna. Pressure at the back. Port's underneath it, takes it comfortably. The chasers arrive, and they complete the set in quite efficient fashion there, but there wasn't a lot of momentum earlier in that set. Here's the Tigers now, clearing it away. And, there just seems to be no answer from the defence. They're on the back foot, the Wolves. Oh, the Falcons, I should say. Brett Grenke with the ball. But, they managed to get in front of him and driven back by Louis Garrity. And Smith looking to the right, comes to the left. And out on the field now is Ash Little. That was him playing the ball for the Tigers. High bomb, midfield bomb from Walters, heading towards the sideline. It's been lost back there. The referee says knock on both ways.
Should have been taken, and the winger and fullback, a bit of indecision there by the Falcons.
Walters can put a bomb up high, which is what he's done twice in this half already. And if there's any wind around, not that there is here tonight, but if there is any wind around, it'll catch it.
Good strong defence by the Tigers, pushing toward the touchline and got the ball anyway. So in desperation, the Falcons thought they were going to go over the touch. They released Tigers through Pere. They've picked it up, and again on the attack possession, they absolutely dominated. Bigger, stronger, and faster. And it's going to be a long night if it continues like this. As Walters again surges down that right side, and it shows skill and power to be able to continue on being taken in the first tackle. Pressure will be on the fullback here. They can play at it. And Kennedy had no other option. That was a good kick by Lee Ford. He's showing his versatility. Started on the wing and then has slotted back into fullback in lieu of Joe Bond. It's important that a fullback can come into the play like that. Then have the ability to run a kick in but get it to stay well there. Toss a goal and drop it.
Yes, this relatively inexperienced Sunshine Coast team doing it pretty tough at the moment, under pressure again, about to drop out. The only player who played in the last year's grand final who's on the field at the moment is Louis Gerrity, and he's only 20. Martin Caldwell wasn't in the starting 17 in the grand final, and so they're missing some of the talent. Mind you, quite a few of the Falcons played last week for the Storm against the Warriors. They're playing elsewhere tonight. So back to the right comes Smith through the hands of Walters, but it's been put down there, dropped out wide for the Tigers by Harry Pondikas, I think it was, put it down, joining in out wide there. So the pressure finally relieved. One of the few mistakes we've seen from the Tigers, one through the middle when there was a pass that couldn't quite reach its mark, and that one in the tackle, crunching tackle. So from the Sunshine Coast point of view, at least they have stemmed the tide just a little.
Their biggest challenge now is to work their way out of their own territory. Their yardage game has been not up to scratch for the young side, so it's not easy. It's an indecision about who backs where in the scrum. It's a lottery these days, although it's in actual fact it appears that way, but it's not. It's very much about positioning where players will fall back in their attack or another penalty now going to the Falcons to get their way out of their own territory. So it's interesting with these scrums these days. It's very strategic and tactical when people go in the scrums and you're defending the left side. Left side of the scrums are you might have your best pass in position because Silver these days. So I think
well, it's almost a question of who's not in the scrum, isn't it, David? Where are they standing out of the scrum, and at late notice having to adjust your defence to it? Well, I don't know if you remember a hooker who played for Parramatta and Cronulla called Johnny McMartin. Yeah. He was a very good hooker and a very good bloke. He died recently, unfortunately, but among the tributes to him was the fact that he was one of the last hookers who still had to hook for the ball. Like today. We just saw a little bit of footwork there from Kia Perry, who will probably be in the under 20s, but he's got plenty of ability, and the Tigers are keeping a close eye on Kia Perry out there in the centres. Now they're not far out here. As a quick play, the ball comes back. Walters looking wide, goes back to the right-hand side looking for support, gets it late, but the pass goes down. That was Iaria, I think, looking for his second try.
Letting Walters run a bit here. He gets a pass really
Aria did the right thing. I mean, Walters had nowhere to go, and Aria hit it hard, hit it fast, changed the angle, changed the pace of the play, and very nearly pulled it off. They don't know what the East Leagues Club looks like, do they? It's up the other end. If they could get up there, maybe they could order dinner. But at the moment, they're getting very hungry down their own end, doing a lot of tackling and very rarely crossing the halfway. One out stuff, a big hit comes in, pounding Carlos Swansbrook Murray. And there's the kick out of dummy half by Donahue. And now the Tigers to bring it back. And tackle just 10 metres short of halfway, getting to his feet. That's the Aria. Now Port, and only a metre short. Oh, the ball's come loose in the tackle. Was it assisted? The referee says play on. Said Port just lost it. And the big fellow once again, Swansbrook Murray, crosses the halfway line. Slowly to his feet here. Finally gets the ball away to Edwards. And up the middle they go. They've found a hole here. And just ankle tapped and crashing to ground. Billy Walters over the top, hanging on. And he stole the ball one-on-one. He's got away with it. Oh, you can't believe it. I think it's Nick Tim who has lost the ball in the tackle.
Well, that's all I can think of, right? He's actually lost the ball because Billy Walters would have been able to take it off on the ground if it was secured. So, let's have another look. Just ankle tapped, and that was unfortunate for him. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I didn't. Sure, maybe that was the. I didn't see the signal, but. Well, the surprising thing was that Walters got to his feet with the ball and Tim didn't seem to complain, and then turned to the referee belatedly as if to say, you're not going to allow that, are you? But momentarily it was play on. Unless Tim didn't throw the pass to Walters, did he? Did Tim, as he threw the pass back in the inside, I'm not sure whether Walters didn't actually catch it and then fall on top of Tim. I'm not too sure what happened. I think the vision was blocked, but anyway, play goes on. He's had a big half, that's for sure. 5 minutes remaining on the black and white scoreboard. It's 28 points to 0. The East Tigers leading the Sunshine Coast Falcons in this trial match. 2 weeks away from the start of the Intrust Super Cup. As away goes Brandon Smith, splits them wide open, puts the kick ahead, kicks deep, but they're able to cover it, and moving across from the far side there, doing pretty well in fact. I think it's Alex Copeland for the Falcons. Yeah, I think some players can get a bit kick happy. I'm not these days. I'm not saying Smith did there, but well, in fact, I guess the result tells the story that he probably should have held onto it early in the tackle count. But I think some players, once they make a break, their first reaction is to kick rather than see if there is support that they could pass to. Brandon. Having said that, the kicking skills of a lot of players these days are remarkable. Yeah, they really are turning on tries from the kick that players a few years ago wouldn't have even dreamed of. Only Joe Bond, I think, under that in the end. Not a lot of threat in that set from the Sunshine Coast inside East 20. They were being picked off by the defenders, but they got the result. There's the dropout and bring it back, tackle 35 metres out now. So another chance here, and once again we see Swasbrook Murray trying to lead the charge, but the East defence has been rock solid tonight. That includes that last good tackle there by Mavi Sevi out there. Skipping away is Tuta Edwards. And there he is, Swasbrook Murray wants some more of the action. 2 hit-ups in the set, he's looking for work. He is leading the charge. They're doing pretty well at the moment. They're on the front foot for a change. Trying to cut through was Rangi Huna, the halfback. He's held. Now they grub it through, it's straight into the hands. Is that Billy Walters? He's just scooped that straight out of the air. The kick from Connor Donahue doesn't get the desired result, and the Tigers are off the hook. They dearly love to get on the scoreboard before half time, and it's only 15 seconds away, so they'll only have one play from the scrum. Port was too impressed with the decision, but just got to defend one play here. 10 metres out, it's the Falcons, and they're not going to put on anything. Time's going to run out on them. Oh, actually, our clock's running a little ahead of the clock on the ground. Gives us 40 seconds to go, so a little. They will get through this full set of 6 here, or close to it. The Falcons in midfield. Donahue comes to the right-hand side. Goes second man. Reed tackled. 10 metres out. Tigers defence read it pretty well. Now it's Swasbrook Murray. Drive into him. 3 men in the tackle. No, there wasn't before, and there still isn't. They changed the direction at least, and there's a one-on-one tackle affected. Late offload is good. Here's a chance. Oh, the intercept! And the referee's called it back. He's called it back and given a penalty to the... He hasn't given a penalty to the Tigers, surely. Must have blown the whistle before the intercept was taken. I think it was Joe Bond was ready to run 90 metres. Let's have another look. The triple play replay. The late offload was good.
Half-time, the Trust Super Cup trial sees the Suzuki's Tigers lead the Sunshine Coast
Tigers get the penalty, and they're
28-0.
Racing away with the intercept to score at the other end. Unless he'd already blown the whistle, maybe blew the whistle for, as you say, an offload off the ground. Therefore, if the whistle had already gone, the intercept doesn't count. Either way, that is half-time, and the Tigers have had an emphatic first half. They've done everything right. The coach should be pretty pleased with that effort, but be looking for a little more resistance from the Sunshine Coast Falcons in the second 40 minutes. It's 28 points to 0 on the black and white scoreboard at half-time. We'll be back shortly for Toner's Travel with our look at the half-time highlights.
Suzuki provides you with exceptional service, and we try to make the buying experience as smooth as possible. Located on Ipswich Road in Maruka.
The all-new Baleno. See your local dealer or search Suzuki Queensland.
Their management and staff at Triple Play take great pride in the sportswear they produce. To achieve your ultimate in performance and style, make Triple Play part of your team. Triple Play Sportswear, part of the Aspect Group. Every broadcast in high definition, streamed directly to your phone or tablet at thetigers.com.au. Toner's Travel and Cruise. We feel that one of the most important factors in choosing a travel agency, their service, but also their experience and first-hand knowledge. We make sure that all our consultants can give you the right advice. So with a combined travel experience of over 75 years, we have the right personnel for your destination.
Hey guys, come down to the Suzuki Stadium at Langlands Park and roar with the Tigers. Bring the kids along for some free face painting. There'll also be a giant tiger slide. Why not get your hands on some awesome merchandise? While you're at it, try our succulent steak burgers and meal combos. And when the game's over, head over to the Leagues Club for an award-winning dinner menu. I'm Pearl from East Tigers TV, so get your smile on and cheer on the mighty Tigers.
When you need a cab right away, just dial 133 222 and a black and white cab will come straight to you. Or easier still, you can iHail us with our new smartphone apps or book online at blackandwhitecabs.com.au. But of course, you can simply save this number on your phone, 133 222, and a black and white cab will come straight to you. That's 133 222.
Every broadcast in high definition, streamed directly to your phone or tablet.
Tigers TV! Ahead of the game.
At thetigers.com.au.
The all-new Baleno. See your local dealer or search Suzuki Queensland.
Become a member at the East Leagues Club and you could win a share of thousands of dollars in our weekly membership draws. Also experience our exclusive membership discounts and rewards points to use throughout the club, all for just $2 annually. You should see us at the all-new East. Now.
Proud sponsors at Town and Country Markets, your produce merchants.
Welcome back to Suzuki Stadium, the Eastern Suburbs Leagues Club there in the background. A fine place to be on a Saturday night, particularly in this wet weather. Still a bit of drizzle around. But a very impressive performance by the East Tigers in that first half. 28 points to 0, they lead at the break, and David Wright, it was all the Tigers.
Well, it certainly was, Warren, and they dominated the first 20-odd minutes, really. They ran in 5 tries in 22 minutes, which is about as good as it can get, but they did particularly well. Walters, Billy Walters and Brandon Smith have been exceptional. Walters involved in the first 2 tries. He did very well to go down the right-hand side, popped a little pass up, and Smith ran off him to score the try and burrowed his way over, and that was in the 6th minute. Then in the 9th minute, a really good try from about 40 metres out. Walters made that break down the right-hand side. Well, I remember there was nothing much on, and then Bond came back on the inside and over a 40-metre dash, so that was very impressive in the 9th minute. And then Aria did very well too. If you remember, Brandon Smith ran out of dummy out, that good dashed run to get away from the markers, picked up McAnally in that left-hand corner, and then the next back-to-back McAnally try was when Smith again ran out of dummy half, face-balled across Newman, the centre, found McAnally in the corner, and 28-0 after 22 minutes. Since then, they've probably been a little bit scrappy, the Tigers. They've popped a couple of passes that didn't come off for them. They probably haven't had as much possession. They had 80 and 90% the first 20 minutes, but since then, it's probably gone a little bit back to the Falcons. But as we've said, mate, they're the younger side, the more inexperienced side. They probably didn't come here tonight thinking they were going to win, but it's all good experience for the young kids, and I'm sure they'll get something out of this game. But it's important they do well and play strongly in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's particularly important for the Falcons to have a stronger second half than that. They want to go into the first round of the competition in 2 weeks in better shape. Now, they'll have presumably a much stronger lineup.
Yes.
But it would be putting a dent in the confidence of some of these younger players. Though, as you say, they did steady down the last 10 minutes, but there's no doubt, I think you pinpointed that Brandon Smith and Billy Walters in the first 10 or 15 minutes dominated to such an extent that you could see the Sunshine Coast just going backwards. They couldn't compete in defence. They wouldn't have been able to get off their line and come forward and apply any pressure. There were tackles being beaten at will by particularly Walters' footwork was outstanding early on. I thought, as well as that, in the first 15 where the dominance was established, really good work on the back three, Joe Bond and Link Port.
Yep. Interchanged at fullback, didn't they, as well? So they showed their versatility, which what these trials are all about for the Coast to have a look at them in different positions.
And Jake Foster was working nicely. I thought Jack Svensson early on made some good ground.
Yes.
Got them into good field position early in sets, so there was plenty happening to like. And as you mentioned, once he came on the field, Anton Aria played a very strong attacking role, both sides of the ruck as well. And later in the half, we saw Ash Little get out there, and it was really intent in defence, got up and made some very effective tackles. So a lot to like about the Tigers' performance, but pretty sorry first half for the Sunshine Coast, and just see whether they can come out fire at the beginning of this half, and maybe fight fire with fire, at least, and see if they can improve the score.
Yeah, they'll be keen to put in a better performance. I'm sure the coach and young Ben King, so Craig Ingebrigtsen would normally be the Falcons coach, but he's got, I think, Ben King in charge tonight. So they'll be keen to impress the coach. This is all about a selection trial as much as anything. These younger players want to show their wares, and no better time to do it against a strong opposition. But it's not easy if they're dominating possession and they're charging up the field. But overall, a willing performance by the Falcons, but they'll need to go up another couple of gears to compete in the second half. I hope they do. See, the Broncos got a top-line side up in Papua New Guinea playing, I think, today as well. So they're getting their trials out of the way. Everyone finishes their trials this weekend. A couple of weeks' time, we get into the real deal.
Now, we've seen the Tigers kick off here to start the second half, and the ball's already been lost. So the Tigers with the strong feed here. It's a bad start to the half for the Sunshine Coast Falcons. Charging to the right here. The Tigers getting over that front foot early. It's Deacus. Setterfield Raiders with the dummy half. Dominated the first half. Little plays it back to him. And taking to the line and looking for the sharp there was James Salter. Now he may be going to play a halfback role in the second half. James Salter.
Yeah, I think the big fellow, Jake Foster, I think it might have been, who couldn't handle. Sharp little pass, and the ball would be quite greasy, even though the surface is just carpet-like in terms of the grass cover. Brilliant drainage here at Suzuki Stadium, as good as anywhere, I would say, in the country, including Suncorp, which is also top shelf, as we saw last night. Not a bad effort last night, Warren, where the Melbourne Storm played in white jerseys, and they changed them at half time, but at the end of every half they were still pristine white. In our day, mate, I would have been it would have been muddy grey by about 5 minutes.
Well, in your day, David, you rolled around in at some stage in the game just to make sure you didn't go. The coach would say, "Didn't you make any tackles today?"
No, we didn't. The front rowers didn't do that, Warren. Might have been wingers.
Here's Nick Tim from the Sunshine Coast, up to halfway. In the tackle, and it was Robert Kennedy running that inside line. Good bit of variety, and the timing was fine from the Sunshine Coast. It looked promising, but it's crunched in the tackle. The Tigers have been right on their job in defence tonight. They have hit hard, hit often, hit in numbers, and been very effective. I think the missed tackle count will be negligible.
Yep, no, they've been very strong, both attack and defence. And of course, in a game like this, and you're leading 28 points to 0, you can ease off in some departments. It's a wet evening, and it's a trial match, but they'll be keen to show and build those defensive patterns. It's not about just individual tackling, it's about who's in the right position to make the tackles, as the Tigers again work it up over the halfway line. They go back on the attack. I think that's Foster again up to play it. Good clearing pass out the back. Another poor handling error though by the Tigers. They have dropped their quality of handling since about the midpoint of the first half, and the coach Scotty Sipple won't be happy. I think he has. Yep. Yep.
Trouble the defence. Reid out of dummy half, kicks ahead. Pressure at the back there for Joe Bond, and the chasers are there in numbers as well. Right on the line, but Joe Bond managed to get out. He's actually the one who's come out of it okay, but not his opponent. He might have been a head knock in the tackle.
Always awkward situation, loose ball on the ground, players diving and then trying to react to what others are doing. He looked pretty sharp, Kennedy, playing at fullback. The Tigers now have to work their way out of their own territory. Let's see if they can do a bit better with getting to their set of 6. They haven't been able to do that regularly in the last 20 minutes or so of play, including in that first half. Strong play there, I think, by, is that Ash Little? Sevy it was. Tigers will kick fairly early in the tackle count. Good kick too. Long way downfield. Wants it to run on a little bit. Couldn't get it to run as far as they wanted to. And Ainsworth has been good chase though. Coach will be happy with that. A good kick, as they often say, is only as good as the chase. Crunching tackle on poor Jake Ainsworth. And a good break here, straight up the middle. Is that Kennedy again? Remery. Well done. Good little pass out the back. They're trying to keep the ball alive. So enterprising play. Good work by Remfrey to make that big bust up the middle. The Tigers haven't been split too often. This time back up the middle is Nick Tim. Good chance for the Falcons. The number 20 is Buckley at dummy half. They work out down that blind side out through Reed. Couldn't be handled though. Out there by Ainsworth.
Good pressure there from Shane Newman. Experienced centre. Got up in their face and forced the error.
Getting a bit scrappy by both sides. As we say, the conditions are challenging to say the least. The jerseys would be soaked. There's been the occasional downpour during this match. The grass would be greasy, so conditions are challenging and both sides are having their handling problems.
Got an injury on the far side here and the referee's called time out for a moment.
Yep. I think that first 20 minutes was so open with the 5 tries scored by the Tigers that perhaps the hard work wasn't required. Certainly in attack in the middle, with both Walters and Brandon Smith dominating, calling the shots and setting up play.
Whittam have scored first after only 4 minutes. They're leading the Broncos out with 4 points to do. The Tigers in possession. It's their own 20. I feel that they did see a fair bit of this end of the field, but they haven't been in their own.
No.
Really hard. You look at the impression in the second half.
They put a booming kick in the last time they were getting out of their own territory on about the third or fourth tackle. Let's see what they do this time. Good tackle. That wasn't a case of anything other than a punishing defence. In with the shoulder, driving with the shoulder and just squirting that ball out. Smith, who ran out of dummy half a number of times in the first half with great success, couldn't handle the ball. Have a look at this for a good tackle. Down low, stopped him in his tracks. Play on.
Tulloy couldn't hang on to it. Tigers have got it forced into the in-goal area. Was that a knock-on? It was, yes. It was knocked on by Tulloy.
A chance now for the Tigers again to work it out of their own territory. They have had their own handling problems, as we said. Here's the kick. Kick put up there by Reed. I thought it was dragged backwards. Yes, but couldn't be handled in the end by Tolloy, and now the Tigers. Oh, was that a shoulder charge? Was it? No, he hasn't called a shoulder charge. It was a hurtful shoulder. Let's see if there was any arms in this tackle. He did. And then, oh. Didn't seem to be a lot of arms in it, but it was more or less a collision. There was no.
He was turning away, as I say.
Yeah.
Whether it was more defensive than aggressive. Unfortunately, I don't think there's been enough differentiation. Maybe there are defensive shoulder impacts.
Yeah, where you just stand your ground, or yeah.
Protecting yourself or
Yeah.
you aren't in a position to make an arm mistake.
Yeah, and the others come in and they lead with the shoulder and drive and arms back and come up and under. They're the real savage ones. But this is a very powerful collision. The pass there by Copland probably in the end ill-advised. Crunch. Who is that? Is that Sevi? Who made the tackle? He's getting a congratulatory. Let's have a look. Aria, I think it might have been. Yes. Yeah, so looks like he's recovered. What it means, though, at the end of the day here, with no penalty forthcoming, it means the Tigers are going to get more possession inside, deep inside the territory of the Falcons, and they haven't scored a try from a long time. They'll be doing their best this time. Ralph fires it out, pops the pass up then. Good little run here by Joe Bond. Very elusive player, Joe Bond. A real up-and-coming young kid. Or loping pass, not a good one. Ralph fires it out, pops the pass up then to Grinky. He settles this one. Get a little bit more happening than that. Salter in at dummy half. Little wraparound play. Salter holds the pass back, fires it up then, picks up nicely out to Ralph, steps back on the inside. But the defence good here from the Falcons. They'll be proud of themselves if they can hold the Tigers out here. They ran in a few easy tries from close to the try line in the first half. Pass this time too, I think that was Bond. Crossfield kick, what a beauty! What a great kick that was to Linkport. Perfectly placed, perfectly timed, and Linkport had to dive forward at full strength stretch to catch this, and that is all about cohesion, timing and precision. Beautiful kick. I think it was Bond who put it up cross field. They set for this. There's the number one in Bond. He's telling a couple of players to clear the way in front of him. And the pass, I'm pretty sure, back to Bond. And this is precise. Beautiful kick. Up and over the wing, the head of the opposing winger. And beautiful. Copland could not get involved. And great work there from Linkport, who's had an impressive game at both wing and fullback, with Joe Bond back to his starting position at fullback now.
Maruka Suzuki provides you with exceptional service, and we try to make the buying experience as smooth as possible. Located on Ipswich Road in Maruka.
The all-new Baleno. See your local dealer or search Suzuki Queensland.
Lovely combination between the boot of Joe Bond and the connect with the winger. Linkport diving through the air athletically. It's taken the Tigers longer to secure the first try of this half.
Great try there to number 2, Link Port, converted by the man that put the kick through, Joey Bond. East Tigers 34, Sunshine Coast Falcons yet to score.
A pretty good trial form too, Warren. I think they've won one loss. Another good pass out here to Port. He's only got one to beat. Steps back on the inside. Another one to beat now. Can he change the direction again? Yes, he can. Finally caught from behind. Good work from Port. Can they go on with it now? Defence having trouble getting back. Got to clear it to the left-hand side. You'll keep going. Couple of dummy runners and hold the defence in. Fires it out on the outside. Doesn't go to hand and spoilt. Picked up, hasn't been knocked on though. They get another chance. Second bite at the cherry. Run back on the inside. Strong effort there. Set piece. Well, great work at the end to finish off that try. A little bit of a scrappy play on the far side, but I loved the start of it. I loved it from the kickoff to clear that kick, and Bond from right in front just chips it over comfortably. A couple of tries in a couple of minutes has got the scoreboard well and truly ticking over again. 40, or is it 40 points to nil now on the black and white scoreboard. So yeah, 40 points to nil. Great elusive play. It's good to see players who are capable of really capitalising on some break and field running. Good effort there by Link Port. This is where it breaks down. Pass on the outside, but not knocked on. Must have come off the knees there. Kept it alive, came back on the inside, and nothing better. Who do you have but the big number? Is it the big number 10? Backing up down the middle. Scores under the post. He's come off the bench wearing 10 today, but I'll give him credit for being a front rower, backing up down the middle to score a try that started back 90 metres downfield. Not very often the number 10 scores a try backing up from 90 metres, Warren. Just short. Never on. Can be a very effective play, that punch play near the try line, but the dummy half has to do just a little bit more work than that to provide a bit of a gap for the runner. There was a wall of defence there, and pretty much that was the inevitable outcome. And none better doing that than Cameron Smith setting up his punch players, and obviously that's what they were trying to do, but couldn't execute in the same way.
1 minute to go. Falcons are yet to score any points as the kick goes downfield. Taken. Nice run by Joe Bond. Swings it wide. Just on the field. Tutti, is it? Tutti. Number 19. Had a hand in that last try for Anderson.
They are trying to throw the ball around a little bit more now, the Tigers. I guess it's an opportunity to test their open play skills. That try they scored pretty much from the kickoff was just that was intentional. They took that first run toward the defence line, then fired it out onto the right hand side to pick up Port. There was no coincidence in that. That's exactly what they had in mind before the ball was kicked off. Trouble. I think he grounded it. Yep. Yeah. Really had little option there but to dive on the ball. He just got it grounded before the Tigers came through to pick up the loose ball. Out of dummy half, the high kick there by Salter. Knocked backwards, so it's play on in that situation. And then had to dash back, ground it there with the upper torso by Ainsworth, and then the ball was dead from that point. It means a goal line dropout and another chance for the Tigers.
Pretty good game happening at Cougar Oval right now. Winner leading the Broncos 12 points to 6. Tigers TV. You're on Tiger TV. We're at Suzuki Stadium watching these Tigers dominating the Falcons with 20 minutes to go. 40-0. Black and white scoreboard.
Kept it alive.
Gets it away to Solder. Solder backing him up, keeping it alive. So he goes in dummy. Dummy inside. Ralph comes it outside. Kennedy looks good.
No. Yeah, I like the look at Kennedy. He's had a good game. But this is a good build-up for this try. A lot of dummy runners. There's Bond, fires the pass out. Looked like he was going to get in for a try then in Port, but crunching defence by Robert Kennedy. I like the way he's played today, particularly in attack up to that point. But that was a powerful tackle when it looked like Port would go in for his second try. But
he's still hungry. They got still plenty of stuff there, half price, all hot food.
They have. Yeah, the only difference being Bond's had more opportunities, hasn't he? The side has been far more dominant, and Bond's been there to back it up. I think Link Port too, when he came in at fullback, looked good. He put that little grubber kick in that brought about ultimately a try, and he's also played extremely well on the wing, so I'd like to look at him.
Useful kick across field. Well read by Joe. Good game. Anticipated that. Here is Newman. Shane Newman takes off, steps back inside. Almost got away.
Just shows you the lack of intensity by the Falcons there. Little kick in behind was a reasonable one. Hit the ground first, and Bond picked it up, but then was allowed to run about another 30 metres. Idled across field. No defence coming up in a straight wall. So the Falcons will need to tighten their kick chase. Oh, penalty. Pressure comes there from the little halfback in Ralph, dashing and making good ground, causing the front rowers to stretch. They haven't got enough time to get back to their feet. They try and delay the tackle, and a penalty emanates. And as you say, Ron, they'll go on with this the Tigers. It's a trial match. They're leading by a massive 40 points to 0. Big fellow in Dave Tyrrell just settles it in under the sticks. Salter will go to dummy half, another settler, but if they keep if they keep settling like that, they'll settle it right over the try line, just short, I think. Some desperate defence in the end. Salter, dummy runner, pops the pass out there to Bond. He's good with both running the ball and passing, which all top line fullbacks got to be these days. Big Shane Newman brought down. Pass, oh, not a good pass back on the inside. Bounces on the ground a couple of times, picked up there by Anderson. He'll settle because he had no other option. Let's see if they can recover this set of 6 with some positive play. The last 2 tackles have been wasted. A couple of good dummy runners, pass out the back there, back on the inside from Ralph. Does well to fire it up then to the inside ball to Pereri, and he scores the try. They're really running at will, the Tigers. Quite easy play then. Ralph takes the ball wide, turns it back on the inside. Pereira had no trouble finding the gap, and after some scrappy play leading up to that ruck, they did well to finish it.
You can see the combination developing here between Salter and Ralph. They are full of running now. Beautiful inside ball, and Kia Perry just cuts through too easily. The inside defence just not there. Coming across to cover the inside. Under the ball, beautiful. Perry beats 1, beats 2, spears through. It's all about Ralph and Salter at the moment. They're looking really good. Those dummy half. On the triple play replay, Tigers now leading 44 points to 0.
Their management and staff of Triple Play take great pride in the sportswear they produce. To achieve your ultimate in performance and style, make Triple Play part of your team. Triple Play Sportswear, part of the Aspect Group.
Prior to number 4 for the Suzuki's Tigers, Kia Perry. And converted again by Joey.
Keep it at 0, they want that. He'll also be looking to have no injuries, of course. So you get to this point where you've had a good hit out. You've had a good trial form, the Tigers. I think they did get beat in one game, perhaps against, was it Burleigh, and then beat Wynnum. So Scotty Sipple would be more than happy with, let's call it the trial form. Tonight hasn't been the strongest opposition with this young, inexperienced Falcons side, but you can only play what's in front of you, and the Tigers have done that quite well. They've racked up some points. As you say, their structure's been quite good. They've been a little bit sloppy with a couple of those short passes and looked a little bit ragged, although a penalty going to the Tigers here for, was it hand in the, and talking back. The Falcons not happy with the penalty, and they get another 10 metres. The Tigers to go on the attack again. All right, I'll have a bet with you. Oh no! You got plenty of time. I thought that pass was a good one. Was it from the big front rower? Did he fire the pass? Was it Smith? Was it? Yeah, out to Newman. Must have only just floated forward. Great. You better run, you bet. Up on the attack, and then the importance of going on with it. Smith went left, and normally, or certainly what we saw in the first half, was precise. This is how they work their way up field. There's the pass. Yeah, beautiful work. Straight up there is that Sevi. He gets tackled. Now you've got to clear that ruck area. Most of the defence near the ruck. Get it there. The pass by Smith, well, by eye looked to be okay to me, but the referees and the touch judge on that occasion, presumably the one who called it, but gee whiz, you see worse than that let go. Yep. I've disagreed with any part of it, Warren. Right? I think to actually, I think I like your boldness. I like your boldness. Yeah. They could get 66, you know, I'm not sure, but to call it for 56 and a late try. Yeah. Well, we will know.
Yeah, well, we will. Yeah, you're right. Joe Bond takes it nicely. Joe Bond back in his Redcliffe days.
Yeah.
Very solid and confident in all aspects of the game.
Well, he's certainly got that passing game, and we well know it. Fullbacks have got to be a passing fullback these days. You can't just be a runner. The fullback game has evolved over time, and you know the best exponents, Billy Slater and Darius Boyd and the like, they can chime in and elect to run or pass. And certainly Bond has shown us that tonight. Admittedly, he's had enough room to do it. The difference is as you come up against another penalty here going to the Tigers, he's had a lot of room to move, Joe Bond, so therefore you've got time. Here's the penalty. All right, can the Tigers get one of those two tries that Warren has backed them in for? They have been very strong. Straight up the middle, just a settler for starters. And then they'll put their structured plays on. Ralph standing right. He won't get it. It's going to go back the other way. That's Salter out there, fires it out, keeps it alive as well. Back to Bond, who's been floating around all the time. Looks for the pass, but couldn't offload. As some defence came in very quickly to shut him down. Good work by the Falcons there. If Bond had been able to come back this way and fire a long pass, they could have been in trouble. This time, Salter. Couple of dummy runners, the big long pass, that'll stretch them. Pass out this time on the outside to Pondergas. And the Falcons strong in defence. They'll do well to hold them out here though. Smith runs out a dummy half himself, will go close. Burrowed over in the first half. Has he done it again? I think he has. I think the referee is going to award this. Well, this guy is strong because he's run out of dummy half and he was actually caught by a couple of defenders there, but to keep driving his legs and then the wrestle to get the ball to the ground, second time he's done it. The first try was in similar circumstances. He's done it again. There's one or two, Warren.
Yeah, I agree with you, David. It's the strength that shows here that's the most impressive aspect of it, isn't it? It looked as if he'd been wrapped up and was going to be held up over the line, but just too strong for him. This play, well, here he is. Smith comes in. He's having a look. He sees that. Look at that hole there. He knows it's slow off the ground. Goes for it straight away. Burrows in that little bit lower. Three of them taking him on.
Good try.
Struggling desperately there to try and prevent the try. He couldn't do it. He was one of three defenders. There's the 15 points in the road. Still nil in favour of the Tigers.
Get your Swift on at your local Suzuki dealer now or search Suzuki Queensland.
Online
Second
at
player
eCab.
right to number 9, Brandon Smith, controlled by Joe Bond. Suzuki Tigers 52. Sunshine Coast Falcons nil.
Yeah, no, they've been outclassed tonight, but they did bring a very inexperienced side up here, so I guess they were just hoping for a good hit. They're actually out on their feet here. This is absolute exhaustion as one of the reasons this Brandon Smith was able to score this try. I give him a lot of credit for the burrowing and the pushing and the barging and the wrestling to get the ball down. Great effort, but those three players just had no strength left in them. Let's just hope and there's a bit of vigour going into these couple of tackles now. Let's hope the Falcons really finish this off and, well, there's a loose ball. That's pretty handy. One of the best ways to finish it off is with some possession, and they've got the ball back through the pass. Yeah. Lost it. He has worked hard, Swasbrook Murray. Unfortunately there, couldn't retain. A big lad, lumbered forward, but there was some good defence again to take him on near the try line. Caused him to lose the ball, whether he was actually reaching out at the time to try and get it across the try line from a standing start. Good defence to wrap him up pretty quickly there by Iaria. And I was cheering him on. Scrum against the feed. Yeah, no, he's been tidy.
Here's Ralph, good speed, he's away, beats two, stepping and going again, now looking for support, takes Ralph over the top, gives it away to Perry, tries to wait the table. Hooters out of that, fifth tackle, goes to Ralph, puts the boot underneath it, knocked back by Foster, goes through the hands of Newman, hammering over out wide, here's Tutti, he scores the easiest of tries.
Yeah. It's the Josh Ralph try, this one though. This is his lead-up work. Great work up the middle of the ruck, dodging, darting around, pass over the top then to get it wide. Also looked like Perret might have been in a bit of space, but the fence gets him. And then Ralph, ever aware, good halfbacks are going to stay involved in the play and call the shots. They talk about owning the team. Ralph had just put the big run on. He's still there, pops the pass, the kick back on the inside, and then that clearing work to fire it out then at the end to Jared Tutti to finish it off. But good work from Ralph. Impressive in his incisive run up the middle. Have a look at this again, the sidestep and then the balance to keep the ball alive.
Try to number 18, Marley Sevi, no conversion. Suzuki is try to 56, Sunshine Coast Dolphins 0.
Nostradamus, this is unbelievable. I thought this was live. I thought this was live TV. This has been recorded. What's going on? They might do throwing it like that. Hang on to it, boys.
Oh, he's lost the ball. Brandon, you've done the right thing there. So playing it in my hands here.
Unbelievable. 2 minutes to go. It is 2 minutes to go, Warren. This could be an unbelievable prediction. Warren wants the try score with 90 seconds to go.
You want to know who'll win this year's Cougar are leading brothers by 18 points to 16. And we are sure we're just around half time in that match. 18-16 in favour of the Broncos and Cougar.
Well, great chance here now for the Falcons and a great chance for Warren Nostradamus Boland to get his prediction of a try 90 seconds out. Little chance down this left-hand side. Good defence coming across to shut him down. Copland in a dummy half. They got plenty of runners out on that. Oh no, he's knocked it on, the big fellow. Swasbrook Murray. Swasbrook Murray. Could well be, Warren. Now you're after an intercept here now, I'd say. That's your best chance.
Start something here to take it to 60. I'm not careful. Good run and good backing up too. Still going strongly here.
Play offside, was he? Might have been touched in flight. Yeah, touched in flight. Unfortunate there for the Falcons.
They've got 60 inside here now. 30 seconds to go, the East Tigers. 56 points to 0. Smith, it's a tap. One way goes the other. Ralph. That's Little. Grave danger. Jack Anderson goes close. Very close. That's Vincent. Himself some room. A shot. But it's 60 points to 0. 60-0. The East Tigers over the Falcons as the siren goes, and I don't know if they'll take this conversion because it is only
Let's have a look at it on the triple play replay. Back on the inside, strong charging run there by Ben Henderson. You've got to feel sorry for the Falcons in a lot of ways. The young kids were up here, they're out on their feet, they've been deprived of possession for a large part of the game. They've been outclassed, out-muscled and outplayed by the Tigers, and this was a case. And that's a good second effort. That was the offside play, just touched in flight, so the Falcons a little bit unfortunate there. Robert Kennedy. Here it is again, straight up the middle.
16,
And as he offloads, there's the touch by the defender. The referees have got it right. Offside play, gave another chance for the Tigers, and they went on again to overpower the Falcons with 60 points to 0. The Falcons had... Yep. And this is how they go about it. They just set up play. They knew had it 30 seconds up to half time at this stage, up to full time, I should say. Charging run. He actually thought he scored this, the big fellow in Svensson. He gets up to the ref and claims he got it over the try line, but if he didn't, then no doubt Anderson did. Pondikas it was who scored it, yeah. So good effort there by the Tigers. Dominant performance, and they'll be happy now to wait for another 2 weeks. Now put some extra training in, and 2 weeks' time they'll be ready for the first round of the Intrust Super Cup fixtures. Yep, 10 tries, you can't deny the Tigers, 5 in each half, so they had a little bit of an untidy spell in the back end of the first half, got their act together. They made sure they interchanged a lot of players, as the Falcons did as well, so it wasn't as if they had their core players there the whole time. As you said, Warren, Billy Walters was spelled after probably about 30 minutes or so, and rightly so. So they've tried a few different combinations, they've looked good in doing it, and they'll take a lot out of this particular trial, as both sides will. The young kids from up the North Coast, they'll be better for the experience. They might not think so when they get back in the dressing room, but a hard hit out for them, and they'll be stronger, I'm sure, in a couple of weeks' time. Yep.
The 10th is the first round of the Super Cup season. And the East Tigers will be playing the Central Queensland Capitals. It's an away game for the Tigers. It's on Saturday the 10th at 7 o'clock. Round 2 is the first game at home at Suzuki Stadium for the East Tigers to take on the Cutters on Sunday the 18th of March at 3 o'clock. And then back here again the following week. So looking for 2 trips to Suzuki Stadium near Reynolds Park. East versus the Cutters in round 2 on the 18th, and a week later it's the East Tigers taking on the Ipswich Jets. The Sunshine Coast Falcons, their first round match is against Burleigh. It's a home game on the Sunshine Coast against the Burleigh Bears. It's on Saturday the 10th at 12 noon, the first round for the Falcons this season. So it's all ahead for both teams. They performed so well last year, finishing 3rd and 4th. And of course, East losing for week 2 against the Sunshine Coast. Lose the grand final, which must be a bitter pill for them still. They led 10-0.
Yes.
The Hunters
Yep.
to lose 12-10 in the last seconds of the game. But the glory of the game is you get another shot the following season.
You do, and they'll be really stirred up by that. I think the Falcons, most sides are. There used to be that old saying about you had to lose a grand final to win one, to really have that particular drive. Well, it certainly does give you a greater determination. We all know it's hard to win back-to-back, but it will certainly give them the determination, greater determination. The hurt from last year will fire them up, I'm sure. But I tell you what, the Tigers look good to me. They ran 3rd last year in the Intrust Super Cup, and I've been impressed, admittedly, against the opposition. It wasn't as strong as what they'll encounter once we get down to the fair dinkum games. But the Tigers have got a lot to build on there, and Scott Sipple would be very satisfied with the performance tonight.
Indeed, a good trial for both teams, particularly the Tigers. A good trial for us on Tiger TV as well. We'll be back in round 2, I believe. Round 2 is our first game for Tiger TV, first home game for the East Tigers. And I can assure you on that occasion will be even bigger and better than tonight. We were getting a few of our technologies up to speed for the season proper. Gavin Payne, we hope, will be joining us for that game as well. And so a lot to look forward to both for the East Tigers and for fans of the Tigers through Tiger TV this season. TigerTV.net is the place that you can access it. Tell your friends, tell all the East fans watching anywhere else. Well, feel free to join David Wright and myself, Warren Boland, right through the 2018 season on Tiger TV. For now, good night from Suzuki Stadium.